Greetings, YouTube. There are people that have been claiming that the Republicans are not engaging in voter suppression. Now, I'm going to give you an example here of why I don't believe that. In Texas, there's a place called Loving County. It has a population of 169 people. They have one ballot drop-off location. Then there's Harris County in Texas, which is a population of 4.7 million people. They have one ballot drop-off location. That right there is what we call voter suppression. It is putting obstacles in the path of people from casting their ballot. Plain and simple. You think the people in Loving County are going to have a hard time getting that? Admittingly, probably getting there is going to be an hour drive. Everything in Texas is far apart. But at least they'll be able to get there and just put it in the ballot box. Because there isn't going to be anybody in their way. 169 people. They're not all going to show up at once. They're good. Their ballots will be counted. But the people in Harris County? 4.7? What if they all want to drop them off in person? They're not going to be able to. It's not going to happen. But you know what we can do in America? We can mail in our ballots. And it's safe and reliable. Because you know who else is mailing in their ballot in this particular election season? The President of the United States. Yes. The man who has been telling America that the mail-in ballot system is full of fraud, a lie, and that it can't be trusted, another lie, is himself using the mail-in ballot system. And you know how I know the mail-in ballot system works? Because you see, I put my ballot in the mail on October 6th, and it arrived at the right location and was received on October 8th. There you go. 2 days. I married it so early because there has been an attempt by the president to slow down the entire mailing process. Actually having his droog that he put in charge of the post office remove sorting machines from post offices. In the run-up to what is probably going to be the most contentious election in American history. Attempting to slow it down. So I wanted to give as much time as possible. So I got the ballot, I think, on the 4th, and I mailed it on the 6th. I got it on the 3rd. I got it on the 3rd, mailed it on the 6th. It was received on the 8th. So we're all good. My wife and I, we're counted. And I dropped my ballot, in the post office box at the post office. They have a drive-up post office box, one of those little shooty things. You don't have to get out of your car. You just drop it right in there. It slides and you're going. And you know that they're going to empty that mailbox because it's right outside the building. So I wasn't worried about that mailbox not being emptied. Because they've removed mailboxes too. Now, a lot of people in America also think that their vote doesn't count. Well, if your vote didn't count, they wouldn't be going to so much fucking effort to stop it. Your vote does count. Don't listen to polls. Don't listen to misinformation. There are people out there, there are Republicans out there spreading the rumors that Biden's going to win, with the intent of hoping to disenfranchise Biden voters from voting, thinking, he's got it. No. Listen to nothing. Mail your ballot in. If you can't mail it in or you don't want to mail it in, drop it off a ballot drop-off spot. If you can't or don't want to do that, mask up, glove up, and go in and cast your vote. But you have to cast your vote. Everyone in America that isn't a fucking fascist needs to cast their vote. This is very important. Don't listen to anybody. At 12:01 on November 3rd, the shit gibbon is going to start claiming that he won. And he's not going to finish that claim, that spouting that I won, until the final actual tallies are taken from the Electoral College, which is not on November 3rd. It's not like until the next month. And I'm not going to be confident until we have Biden taking the oath of office. Don't listen to anything you see. Any piece of news you see, particularly on like Twitter or Facebook, is very likely a Russian bot spreading disinformation in an attempt to support the re-election of a fucking fascist puppet, which is what, of course, the shitgibbon is. He is a fascist puppet for Putin. There's a reason he has never condemned the fact that Putin hired people to murder U.S. troops. Or he never speaks out against what Russia does. Because he's a puppet. Because he's been funneling Russian mob money for years. And if he'd been smart, that's what he would have kept doing. Just funneling Russian mob money, banging porn stars, until he got too old to be useful and would have just retired in obscurity. But he felt the need to be the center of attention. So now he's where he is now, with all kinds of lawsuits and investigations, with an entire administration which is falling apart around him. Go look up how many members of his administration have either been put in jail or are under investigation right now. It's staggering. The level of corruption is up there with the levels that Grant had. Probably better because we have better documentation now. So, don't listen to what the news says. Go forth, cast your vote, and help drive the shitgibbon out of office. And in the event anyone out there who is a supporter of the shitgibbon watches this video, and it's possible, fuck you. You are either directly a white nationalist, which means you are morally and ethically bankrupt, or you are a supporter of white nationalism, passively. You are a water carrier. Fuck you. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. You have shit upon the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You have shit upon Americans' ideals. You are just wrong. And it is my dearest hope that you are swept into the dustbin of history, where you so justly belong. But for all the people out there who aren't fascists, cast your vote. I did, and it's already been received. So don't listen to the president. Mail-in ballots work.